You know you're not supposed to be up and around.
Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Para Theory Podcast. This actually is episode 27 because last time, well, I goofed. That was actually episode 26.
Uh-oh.
And I jumped the gun.
Yeah,
Look what I did to us, Craig.
I know. Messed up our count.
It's all my fault.
Who's counting anyways?
Who's counting? Who's really counting?
No telling.
How have you been, man?
Good, you?
It's been a week.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been a Monday. It's been a weekend. It's been a week.
I had a Monday a couple of days on the weekend, too. That kind of sucks when that happens.
Yeah, you did. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I know we don't want to talk about it, but
yeah,
I know what happened. It sucks. Sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, episode 27, the actual 27
Yeah.
this time. Now I'm recording it so I can go back and fix issues like that. So as you're watching it, you're going to be noticing down the lower third where it says episode 27 twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Man. Folks, for all those that are out there in the para world, welcome. If you have never seen the show before, welcome to the Para Theory Podcast. If you have, jump in the comments. You know the drill. We like to talk with you if you got questions, that sort of thing. This past weekend was pretty interesting, man, because when we went out for a gig, the gig you were at, the Bartonville store.
Yeah.
We had some people that they were talking to me. They were like, "So you're a paranormal investigator?" And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, yes." I still get thrown by it.
Yeah.
I still like, "Oh yeah, yes," because when I'm in band mode, I'm not thinking about it, you know.
Right.
But it was pretty interesting. Talked to them about it quite a bit, so we might have some of them pop on here tonight. I told them to check out the podcast that we're on Monday nights. So
Was it before or after the show?
it was before the show. It was some of the staff there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We want to give a shout out, as we always do, to our local horror store, Horror Freak, located in Bedford, Texas. Make sure you guys check them out. Go to Google, put in Horror Freak, Bedford, Texas. If you're in the DFW area, you can use promo code ParaTheory25 and get a hookup on us on all things in the store. Pretty badass place. We love it. We go over there constantly. Great things. Gary went in there. I think I told you that last show. Gary went in there and bought like $300 worth of shit the other day.
No.
He's like, "Man, I'm gonna go check out that store." Then he goes in there. He's like, "I spent 300 bones." I was like, "Damn."
No kidding.
Like, that's a lot of shit.
Yeah. No kidding. That's crazy.
He went in there and went the mile. So
Yeah.
Some events that are coming up and around the corner in July. If you're in the DFW area, both of these are taking place in Irving, Texas, at the Convention Center. But you have Texas Frightmare Weekend, the 23rd through the 25th, which you can get your tickets for that at texasfrightmareweekend.com. And also that same weekend, the 25th and 26th, you have the Texas Haunters Convention, which is pretty cool. I think Glenda and I are going to try and go to that. If I don't book a show on the 25th, we're going to go on the 25th because they got like a Halloween ball.
Oh, yeah.
Like a costume ball that's going on that night. Pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh.
that'll depend.
Johnny says, "People trip out when I tell them I know someone that does paranormal investigating." Well,
Yeah, when I tell people, they're like, "You
Present.
do what?" Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, "You do what? How do you do that?" And I was like, "Okay, here we
My
go."
my favorite question's always like when I get the one that follows up, and it's so you believe in ghosts? Yes, 100%.
Dude, you gotta listen to that podcast I sent you today.
I definitely will. The
Chance.
Exorcist Files.
Yes, because he talks about ghosts, and that's from a priest, and they have some crazy stories on there. Yeah, I think there's like 2 or 3 accounts of stories of people having experiences.
Oh wow!
Like
No, I
one guy
definitely-
was one guy was like owns a restaurant, and they did something they a dining room, and it was after they were closed, and he said that it was just packed full of people, and all the settings were on the table and everything. He explained it in detail, but it was crazy because he's like, people were like, "What are you talking about? There's no one there." And so when he opened the door, there was no one there, but the candles on all the tables were going.
Oh wow.
So he only saw the people and heard them, but they all saw the aftermath of like the tables being set and the candles going.
Huh.
Yeah, there's some pretty
I'll
crazy
definitely
ones.
check that out. And then what's it called? It's called the Exorcist Files podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, the Texas Haunters Convention, July 2026. We're definitely going to be going one of those days to that.
I don't know if I can go on the 25th.
I don't know if I can either. I don't
Well,
know if
that's
I
my
can come
daughter's
after that.
birthday, so
26th. Oh, okay. Well, the 20th, I think it's a Sunday.
yeah.
We'll head out there. It looks
It'll
pretty.
depend on if she
Looks
comes
pretty
in town.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went ahead and put my name down on both days. It was like $10.
Yeah.
So I put Glenda and I's name down for either the 25th or 26th because I didn't want to sell out and then not have tickets.
Right.
So it's worth it.
Do they
It's
have
worth it.
actors and stuff come to that?
Yeah.
Is that like kind of like not a Comic-Con, but something like where you have actors that show up and you can get signed stuff?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they have creators of like different horror movie, effects, animatronics, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Masks, all sorts but there's all sorts of stuff out there.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool though
Yeah.
to see all that.
Man, so when those people at the show the other day asked, about it, I don't know. I got to think about, I thought, I don't know. It's where my head went. I just started thinking about, I was like, yeah, man, I guess I've been doing this for a while. And then it just started leading me back. And I know that like on some podcasts we had talked about, hinted at some of the stuff like people have asked, like, what's the worst thing you've ever, that's always the question, like, what's the scariest thing you've ever seen? Or what's the, and I guess it's always that first one.
Yeah.
And I always go back to that, like that first initial thing that happened that I was like, what was that? That I saw. Not like, knocks in the night kind of thing,
Right.
And I go back to when I was like 6 or 7. We were living in Colleyville on Ponderosa. It was like a brand new house. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this white thing like dart down the hallway. And we had like a hallway that went like directly to my left, straight down, and then it would turn right. And where it turned right, if you turned left, there was a bedroom right there. And something, went through. And it wasn't my mom, it wasn't my dad, it wasn't our dogs. There was nobody else in the house. And I remember telling my dad and mom, like, son, I just saw something. And they were like, what'd you see? And they, of course they're like, well, whatever. Maybe you're just seeing things, And then I want to say probably like 6 months to a year later, I remember getting up in the night and I was a kid, but I went to use the bathroom. And when I opened the door to my bedroom, it's pitch black in that house. And I was met with just these two like glowing eyes, like somebody came face to face with me. And I was little, at one time, Craig, I was a little person. That is true.
You're probably still 5'2".
Yeah, at 6. Yeah. I was 6 foot at 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember coming face to face with this thing, and it scared me to death, man. I remember I screamed, and I ran to my mom and dad's door, and I was just banging on the door to get in, and ran in there, and I was terrified, and I didn't want to go back into that room. Like I didn't want to go back into the hallway. Shane says a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it terrified me, you know. And then after that was like where I was starting to get into like horror films and stuff like that. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And I think that's where it all stems from, you know, was
Yeah.
what was that thing? What is that? You know? And then later on, when we moved out of that house and we moved to Acuff, is when we started having stuff really terrifying happening in that place, with the closet door that was, you know, the old doors that like sit open one way or another. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And they were the old ones where, you know, this place had like shag carpet, so the door would always stick into it as you're trying to slide it open.
Yeah.
And at night this thing would just slide right open. And I would see shadow figures in that place. And we had, I mean, that was a poltergeist house, 100%. Things
Oh,
moving
yeah.
constantly. I mean, it was horrible. It was terrifying. It was, you know, growing up with it. But then I grew, you know, got to a point where I was used to it,
Yeah.
you know, and I was used to the things happening. And so I just kind of played it down. But I think that's where the paranormal investigator in me comes from, is always wanting to know what was that?
Yeah.
What is this thing that we're chasing? What is this thing we're trying to find? Trying to understand it. And nobody yet to this day has really come up with an answer. It's speculation. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Do it exist? Absolutely, 100%. Do we have a way of studying it? No. And unfortunately, you know, the crap that's going on today with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, you know, just got a camera and went and faked some shit and putting
Yeah.
it all over YouTube. It's like, you know, that sucks. That sucks for guys like us that are trying to find the truth.
Yeah. I sent you a video earlier that I don't think you had a chance to watch yet, but I'm curious to see when you do watch it, because I was really thinking that this guy has a magnet and he's moving stuff around.
Well, why don't we find out? Craig. I got to pull up your combo here. Let's see. Copy.
So did I ever tell you about what Paula did when we got back from the VFW where she got her hair pulled?
No.
Because we walked, you know, once we got home, we walked outside, and I think I was talking to you on the phone last half of your little trek home. And we walked back inside, and she had set a flashlight on the
Yes.
host.
Yes, you did tell me about this. Yes.
And it had turned on. So I think in some of our investigations, like the family home, made me realize it just because your house is new doesn't mean it can't have a haunting or anything, because it could be the land
You're right.
that the spirit's tied to.
Fully.
It doesn't have to be the house.
No. It could be the land. You could bring it home with you. You know. I mean,
Well, we've had some in this house since we bought it, since we moved in. We've always seen it walk through the living room back and forth.
I mean, have you tried to communicate with it?
Hell no.
Well, I mean, fuck, dude, it's kind of what we do.
I know, but that was like we don't do the house. That's what you said.
You leave it alone at home. You're like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I ain't trying to open it.
I mean, you could. I mean, open the Pandora's box.
You saw how well that went at Lazy Brook.
Okay, you got me there. All right. Let's check this out. What do we got here?
Previously, we featured Tim Saver multiple times on our channel for the shocking paranormal activity and ghost sightings captured in his videos. But this time, we're taking a deeper look, an entire journey into his terrifying experiences. For those who don't know who Tim is, here's a quick introduction. Tim works as an overnight security guard at a long-abandoned excavation site. What he expected to be quiet night shifts soon turned into a waking nightmare. Sirens would go off without any trigger. Empty chairs moved on their own. Unseen forces scraped across the concrete floors. The air turned foul, and a thick sense of dread followed his every step. Whatever haunted that wasn't just restless. It was watching. Desperate for answers, Tim began filming his shifts. But that's when the real horror began.
It just got really cold in here. I had to turn off my radio earlier. It's jumping with static. Maybe that means it's close. Man, that's cold. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I can definitely feel something in here. Oh, shit. Just saw my apple move. Just saw him move. Oh. What do you want? Who are you? What does this mean? What do you want?
That looks like a magnet.
That's what I thought.
Looks like a magnet on the bottom of the cup.
Why are you playing games? Why did you attack me the other day? What do you want?
Objects in the room began shifting unpredictably on its own, bouncing and spinning without any visible cause. At one point, an apple rolls across the table on its own, and we see clearly, Tim's legs are out of the way, and there's zero chance he's using magnets or props. The space beneath the table is too tight for anyone to hide under it.
I mean, dude,
But
if he
then,
had,
just when you think it's
if
over,
he had under his leg there, like if he had one of those like fishing magnets that are like hardcore,
Yeah.
like in his pants, and there's just a little, even like a
Fishing line.
like a washer at the bottom of that coffee,
Yeah.
it would still be catching it and moving it.
Right.
I don't know. Let's keep watching. But that does look like a magnet. It looks like magnet movement as it's going.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
the haunting grows hostile. Things aren't just creepy now, they're turning dangerous. Watch closely.
A power outage in one of the storage rooms was causing the fire alarm to go off.
All right, Boomhauer.
I have to turn them off manually, and part of my job is to also do a walkthrough of the room. What you're about to see is the first time the entity in this facility has manifested physical aggression.
These people with their shitty flashlights and recording.
If y'all are watching, leave it in the comments what you guys think about this video.
what you're about to see, I think me and you could recreate this.
Well, if you're listening on headphones, that sounds like added audio.
Yeah.
Hey, JC.
No,
Right here. Think we could recreate that?
Yeah. So you can't
Skeptics
see
might
shit
think it's
other
all
than his
staged. But when his
Kmart
camera jerks
fucking
violently and his
flashlight.
feet slide as if being dragged, it becomes
why did
hard
his
to
light
explain it
strobe?
away.
Yeah.
Fueled by fear and curiosity, Tim
It happened to just strobe right when he was getting pulled by his buddy across the floor. No, man.
I do agree with John saying that I think he could have had magnets in the gloves because he sets one glove down but leaves one on. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
I was thinking when I was watching, I was like, I wonder if this dude's got magnets in his gloves moving this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good call, Johnny. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I don't know. But I do know that this looks staged as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look at all scary.
No.
The audio sounds like a rain stick.
He said it sounds like pop rocks.
Could be that too. Must belong to his girlfriend, Hefe.
returns to the hotspot where the scariest events occur. Behind a sealed wall, he uncovers an old storage unit, completely abandoned and decaying. He believes this cursed chamber could be the center of the supernatural activity.
How does he know it's
So
cursed?
he sets
Yeah.
up a hidden
How does he know
camera,
it's decaying? It looks nice
and within
from
the
here.
hour, he captures something that leaves even seasoned ghost hunters stunned.
Ghost hunters. Who are you gonna call? Carlos, come down from the roof. I've told you.
Oh, I
Stop.
see the thing moving now.
Yeah, you see it? Come down. This isn't a living quarters.
My brain is telling me to run and never look back. My heart says if I'm already going through hell, I may as well go all the way through.
Yeah, it does it?
Tim
yeah.
arms himself with
Oh,
gear
yeah,
and steps
man.
into the darkness of that haunted room. But within moments,
The poop I took this morning was juicy and light for you. I'm gonna do it anyway.
he's seen fleeing, rushing back to the ground floor in absolute terror.
Terror.
Terror, man. I got a roof.
Oh wait, this is really funny. There's the end of that flashlight. Piece of crap.
Got that at AutoZone for $1.99.
Yeah.
In the scaffolding of the building. It's not a storage unit. It's a jack wagon. Carlos, come down from the ceiling.
Here it
All
comes.
these
You're a security guard. What are you doing in the roof?
Sounds like Joe Biden.
Yes, I'm a flashlight snob. Sorry.
Hey. What are
Did
we?
you
What
spot
are we
it?
watching?
Watch right here.
Rewind. Focus on the Egyptian bust perched on the center beam. Just for a moment, a shadow appears, resting on the statue, then vanishes in the blink of an eye. There are two theories here. Either this is a clever case of digital masking, where an editor hides a person's body behind a virtual layer, or we're seeing something truly supernatural. Because unless that hand belongs to Thing from the Addams family, or someone with inhuman flexibility, no living person could reach that beam without being fully
Carlos,
visible.
man, he's been on the
And
Cheetos
yet,
again.
even after all this terrifying evidence, Tim hasn't quit.
So
His
why is there
comment
these
section is
busts
begging
up
him
there
to
just
leave.
randomly?
Viewers are calling his
Do what?
Why is there just a random Egyptian bust sitting up
job
there?
a real-life
I
blend
was
of
thinking the
Five
same. Like
Nights at
that's
Freddy's
just
in the back rooms.
randomly up there.
But he's still there,
See?
standing guard in one of the most haunted places ever caught on camera. A pet owner recently lost their beloved cat,
Oh,
and ever since,
Tim Tim.
they felt a strange presence near the cat's old play tower. Convinced that their furry friend's spirit never truly left,
Flashlight
they set up a
snobs.
camera overnight,
Hey man,
and the footage they captured is pretty eerie.
future's so bright, Craig can see it with all his flashlights.
I've seen this video.
Now,
seen it?
this is kind of funny because Corey this morning.
Uh-huh.
So Corey has this little violin, right? It's little bitty. It's a little toy.
Right.
And the only way, so it makes noises like a violin, right? And
Yeah.
he's got it in the washroom, and he had it turned off. And he's been telling me about how randomly this thing just turns on. It's like, today he sends me a video of it. He's like, I told you, man, this thing's been going nuts. And he goes in there and it's on already. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you should try pulling the batteries out of it. It just still happens.
Yeah.
You know, it could just be dying,
Right.
you know. He's like, with the switch is turned off. I'm like, all right, well, take the batteries out. If it makes another sound, burn that
Yeah.
motherfucker. Put it out with holy water. You
Yeah,
know,
no shit.
shit.
So could you tell if someone was in there holding that?
The fish on the ground there?
No, the Egyptian thing.
I mean, it looked like somebody was. Yeah, I mean, it could have been masking for sure.
Yeah,
It could
that's
have
what I was,
been.
because you
So-
do the editing, so I was wondering if that's something simple.
I mean, it's not hard. But
And the way he was holding it there, you could very easily stay out of sight.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't look real. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't look, you know, all his footage to come down to a hand touching an Egyptian bullshit deal that's in the attic of a mall store or whatever the fuck he's in. There was a lot of flaws in the editing too, as far as like commentary, like finds a hidden storage unit.
Yeah.
Like
The cursed unit.
the cursed unit that's decaying. It's like it's not decaying. It's just old because it's not like somebody goes in the attic and starts dusting. You know,
Yeah.
It's just dirt, you know. It's aluminum and steel, and it's holding up lights, and it's doing its job. I'm not. What did JC say here?
I can believe that, JC, because some of our kids' toys have done some crazy crap in our house. We're like, what in the hell is that going off for?
See, that's interesting, JC. Totally. Like sometimes, man, and it's energy. We know that these things are all based on energy. So kind of like the flashlight thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, bullshit. Come on, dude.
I'm not claiming it's definitive proof of a ghost cat.
Good.
But the video has a subtle creep factor, and for some pet lovers, it's more heartwarming than horrifying.
This
Still,
part right
the idea of a pet haunting its favorite place,
here.
that's both
Right there.
comforting.
Like right at the
and a
end, you
little
can see the
unsettling.
frame cut.
What do you think? TikTok user Kubo Koi,
Oh yeah.
also known as Tyler, recently made waves on this channel after his home life took a terrifying turn. It all started when he purchased an old doll off Facebook Marketplace.
Why the hell would you
the
do
energy
that?
in his house has shifted
Same
in a
reason
dark
people buy
direction.
Dybbuk boxes.
Strange noises
what?
echo through the
Dybbuk
rooms,
boxes?
and everyday
What is that?
objects seem to move without
We'll get into that.
explanation. Determined to document the creepy activity, Tyler began recording, and here's what he caught on camera.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello?
Housekeeping. You want me fluff pillow?
You order room service?
Housekeeping.
Hello?
You want me to jerk you off? Go get it, big guy.
Right.
Just leave it alone.
Just
Late
gonna
one
leave it
night,
alone,
while
huh?
resting in bed, startled by a loud knock.
Craig, is that the difference?
What?
Is that the difference between just grown men and boys?
I guess.
Is that what it is?
Some people just don't have a
Listen, if I'm in my house, somebody knocks on my bedroom door, you don't answer, I'm not even opening that motherfucker.
yeah.
Boom, pew pew, right through the door. Right through the door. I'll ask questions later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I open the door and there's nobody there, and then I see another door shutting, pew pew, right through that door.
Yeah, I'm about to go
Don't be
see
coming
what's
in
going
here fucking with me. This guy's like, no, just go back to bed now and play with my cat, Fido.
Knock on his bedroom door. He jumped up to check, only to find the hallway completely empty. But just as he turned around, the door across from him suddenly, silently slammed shut on its own. A few nights later, as he tried to fall asleep again,
Didn't seem to
disturbing sounds
slam.
from inside
Slowly
his
and
closet kept him
silently
wide awake.
slammed shut.
Frustrated and scared, he finally confronted the entity, asking it a simple question. What do you want? The reply sent chills down his spine.
Whataburger.
Again? Can you please stop? I really want to sleep.
Why is there a doll in your closet?
What do you want?
Your soul.
Can you answer me? What is it that you want? Please stop.
A ghostly, faint voice whispered back from the darkness.
Whataburger.
Can you answer me? What is it that you want?
That's what it wanted.
What is it that you want?
Number 2.
What is it that you want?
Hey, Mom.
The meaning was unclear. Was the spirit warning Tyler to get out, or begging for release from the cursed doll? With nowhere else to turn, he followed the advice of a viewer who recommended trying a Ouija board. But as
Yeah,
every
that's
horror
smart.
fan
That's
knows,
it. Well, at least it can
inviting
tell you number
communication
2
through
with
a
large
spirit
fry.
board rarely ends well.
So someone suggested I try one of these boards to try and see if it'll say anything.
And you pulled the doll out for effect.
I'm not going to touch the little plastic piece because obviously then it would look weird if it moved. So I'm just going to ask it questions and see if it moves the thing at all.
That's not how it works, buddy.
Um,
It's not how it works.
do you have a name? What is your name?
People, this is what's wrong with the paranormal
You have to
world
move
right
the little
here.
plastic piece
Plastic piece. It's called a plant.
to reveal letters and spell something.
It's also upside down.
Well, he's trying to make the doll be
Interesting.
moving
Alright,
it.
I'm done. I'm not doing it.
Staring at the board, Tyler gripped the planchette and waited. He didn't expect much,
Can't even
but the
grip it.
device suddenly began sliding across the surface on its own. That slight, unnatural movement was all it took. Terrified, he backed away and ended the session immediately.
Milton Bradley's
With
pissed.
paranormal activity growing stronger by the day, it might be time to do something drastic. Honestly, it wouldn't be the worst idea to trash this haunted doll and send her straight to wherever Annabelle came from. Ian, the investigator behind the Midwest Ghost Hunter YouTube
Why did
channel,
he buy a doll
decided
anyways?
to take on a
I don't
terrifying
understand that.
solo challenge. He headed straight into Timberlake Road in Minnesota. Whispers call it one of the most haunted roads in the entire state. Local legends speak of a sorrowful woman who ended her life here. And ever since, drivers have claimed to see her spirit wandering aimlessly through the darkness. Others have reported ghostly houses appearing out of nowhere and tall figures with glowing eyes watching silently from deep within the trees.
Sasquatch.
With nothing but his gear
I
and
know.
nerves, Ian began his ghost hunt. He started by snapping shots with his digital camera and caught something strange, glowing orbs hanging in the still air. But the true terror began when he started speaking into the silence, and something answered.
My name is Ian.
Oops.
Could you tell me your name? The hell was that? That sounded like a whisper almost. Is that you? Speaking to me?
A chilling whisper slipped through the static, faint but unmistakable. Ian had barely processed it before the atmosphere turned heavier. He cautiously made his way deeper into the road's shadowy stretch, and suddenly, the mood shifted into something much more unsettling.
Oh God! The hell was that?
I don't know. You're in the woods,
You're
dude.
in the woods,
Freaking-
pal. It could
Heard
be
something over
anything.
here.
Could be anything.
Oh my gosh! That freaking startled me.
Squirrel
It almost
farted.
sounded
Right.
metal. Like something metal. Wait, what is that? Right there. What the hell is that? It's a freaking...
Look at the spread on that guy, bro. You gonna tell me that he can't see fourth dimension?
road sign. Is that what I heard? If that was you, could you make that sound again? Oh my God, I just heard a freaking voice now.
Fucking
Oh
Dale.
my God, okay,
Dale's
it's
out
starting to
there.
pop off.
Sounded like a cow.
Started off a
Dale's
little
in the
quiet,
woods like, hello.
but
Hey.
now it's picking up, clearly.
Every step brought stranger sounds. Echoes came from within the woods, unnatural and distant, like something not meant to be heard by human ears. He advanced slowly, scanning the trees when he finally saw it.
Hello? Oh God. Oh
Sounds
God.
like a coyote.
Or a wolf. He's
Oh
in
my God,
Minnesota.
what the hell is that freaking noise? Holy crap. Dude, it almost sounds like a freaking howl. Except it doesn't at the same time. It sounds like off. Like something's not right.
Sounds like me after
About
Taco
it.
Bell.
I don't see anything over here. And honestly, it's gone completely quiet. Oh my God. Okay, time to go. Time to go.
All right, that was
Oh my
interesting.
God, what the was that?
Huh?
That was interesting.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Holy shit.
A dark, shadowy shape zipped across the road at lightning speed. The figure was solid enough to catch
commentary,
Ian's
dude.
attention, and terrifying enough to make him
I
bolt in
agree.
fear. But despite the sheer panic of that moment, he kept going, determined to uncover the truth.
Hello? Whoa. I think I just saw it over there now.
Looked like an owl.
What in the world is that?
Yeah.
Is it like glow bug or something?
A glow bug.
I mean, it is possible.
Firefly?
There could be lightning bugs out here.
Lightning bugs?
I don't know. It looked a little different to me.
Glow
It
bug.
was like a different color. It wasn't like the typical color. Hello?
Just keep your eye on the prize, bro.
Who's out there? There it is again. What the heck is that? I keep seeing like these weird lights out in the woods here.
That's when a strange glowing light pulsed within the forest. First off in the
I don't
distance,
see a light. Do you see a light?
then blinking again. Closer, right in front of him.
No.
It was as if the light wanted to be seen. But Ian didn't stop.
You guys
He
watching
pressed
see a light?
deeper
Because
into
I
the
don't see a light.
darkness. And
There's-
what happened
There's
next
a big one.
left him
There's the moon.
stunned.
Whoa. What was that? Dude.
Happy Mother's Day, Casey, by the way.
Holy crap. Okay, I'm not gonna run towards it this time because I'm worried I'm just gonna scare her away again. I'm just gonna sit here and watch. Whoa, 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 whoa.
See, something like this is where we would need to have our spotlights with us. Like our spotlights to really light up the place.
I saw a new one when I want to get. I'll have to send you the link for it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't know what it is. This guy's out there with a really crappy IR camera.
Holy crap, I'm literally seeing her disappearing and reappearing like in real time.
That is a JB face if I've ever seen one. The thing, man. You know,
Oh
over
my
there.
god. Oh my god. Holy shit. That was a straight up freaking full body apparition. Oh my god.
Negative.
Don't think so?
No. And this is where
Out of the void
this is
ahead,
where we stop this bullshit. This is just we're watching bullshit. Hey, welcome to Peer Theory, where we call out the bullshit. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to call bullshit on just about all that.
Yeah.
And that's
And-
exactly what I was talking about a minute ago, man. That's kind of like what we're left with in the para world. It's just a lot of people doing that shit. Now, I do have something for us to look at that is pretty scary.
Yeah.
It's not paranormal,
Okay.
but it is a little freakish. So
It's been a long year since I've done a Ring cameras video, and as it turns out, people are still creeps and a lot of new videos have surfaced. So let's look at some of them.
this
first
this comes
That's
to us. This comes to us from Mr. Nightmare. You can check him out on YouTube, man. Go give him a sub. He's a lot of fun to watch. He gets a lot of cool videos.
video is a very real and grisly reminder that danger can be following you anywhere at any time, even to your front door. And it can be a lesson, especially for women, to be alert of your surroundings, especially before opening your front door.
That's a good way to get shot around my house.
Pew pew.
As you just saw, a mother holding her infant daughter unknowingly leads a man to her front door and was mere seconds away from him getting inside. As the man approaches the driveway, you see him pulling up the mask over his face to conceal his identity, clearly with premeditated intentions. As the man walks up the driveway, the daughter takes notice to him as the mother is still completely oblivious to the approaching threat. Luckily, she makes it inside and shuts the door in time. She only realized what had just happened after looking through the terrifying ring footage. The woman made a report to the police as soon as she saw the footage, and what the police said was disturbing. There had been a series of reports of a brutal and violent rapist in the area who had been targeting women and children. It's suspected that he and this man were the same person. No sane person leaves their house with a full face mask such as this one if they're not knowingly about to commit a serious crime and want to conceal their identity. The woman in the video just may have saved her and her child's life just by the skin of her teeth. If you're not convinced of just how often this kind of thing happens, here's a similar video. A young college-aging girl is coming home, letting herself into her house. Not even 5 seconds after she enters the home, two large men step on the porch, and the one in front immediately tries to open the door.
What's up, Skitty?
Right? Better run, Dale.
Yeah.
Some people think the men looked genuinely confused and may have had the wrong house. However, the short window of time between the girl entering the house and the men stepping on the porch would have definitely allowed them to see the girl. You'd think anyone who just tries to open the door to a house surely must know they have the right house, or at the very least, know who lives in the house. It could also be argued that when the man turns to his friend behind him, he's making mention of the camera, and so he pretends to think he has the right house by sticking around and knocking, despite the obvious screams from the girl inside as she notices the men at the door. It seems they only run off after the girl starts screaming, "We're calling the police." So unlike the first video, there's no 100% proof of whether these guys had bad intentions or not. Whether they were trying to grab the girl, or if they genuinely had the wrong house is up for debate, as there's no further info on this video. If it is the second one, still, everything about the men's actions was sketchy.
Totally.
In this video, on the other hand, what's going on couldn't be more clear. In the early morning hours on October 16th in Kent, Washington, a couple's seen returning home. The husband is seen unlocking the door, and seconds later, as the man's wife follows behind, she turns her head to a gun-wielding suspect chasing behind her. She acts quickly and runs inside, locking the front door. The suspect then spots the Ring camera and hits it repeatedly with his gun, effectively breaking the device. It's at this time that you can notice a second man there as well. The couple spent their night at a casino, and for this reason, the wife believes the two men followed them home from the casino hoping to rob them of any of their winnings. Fortunately, they made it inside safely. The suspect with the gun was identified by police as 18-year-old Al-Hussein Drameh, and he was arrested on October 26th. He faced multiple charges, including burglary in the first degree, and he pleaded not guilty to all of them. With this fourth video, we move to something a little more paranormal. This was caught on a TikToker named Nolan Brock's indoor Ring security camera while he was sleeping on the couch. At 1:39 in the morning, he's awoken to the pantry doors opening and some kind of cracks or bangs coming from either inside the pantry or from the doors themselves. With the fan running, the thought of it being a draft wasn't out of the question per se. He ignored it and tried to go back to sleep. But 4 minutes later, at 1:43, this happened.
Damn.
Yeah, that was pretty vicious.
One of the doors is aggressively yanked shut. And this officially removes any possibility of a draft being the cause of the doors moving. It's safe to assume he slept in his bed the rest of the night. This next video also comes from inside of a house instead of the front porch, and this one can play on one of the biggest fears of a lot of people, and that is someone lurking around your house as you sleep. In Wichita, Kansas, a family's Ring cameras captured some terrifying video footage of a stranger standing directly over sleeping 15-year-old Anaya Robinson at around 2:30 a.m. on a Friday night. This was the footage captured. Anaya said once she opened her eyes, she felt like she was in a scene from a horror movie, seeing somebody sitting over her, watching her that she didn't know. Anaya rushed to her mother Angel's room, screaming there's somebody in the house, and after being jolted awake, Angel made sure her 2-year-old daughter and Anaya were safe in a room before calling the police. Wichita police responded quickly, but the intruder was already gone. It's likely the boy entered the house simply through the front door.
Front door's open.
Luckily, the Ring cameras clearly caught his face, and using this footage, the police acted on a tip and were able to arrest a 14-year-old boy whose name was not released. The boy faced aggravated burglary and theft charges.
Jesus.
In November 2021, a woman reported on Twitter that a creepy-looking man had been standing outside of her apartment almost every night for an entire month. She included a few of the videos caught by her Ring camera, and it shows the man creepily standing there for extended periods of time, facing her door.
Maybe he smoked some
At
bath
certain
salts.
points, he can be heard speaking. But what he says is impossible to hear. The woman resorted to posting this on Twitter after her complaints to the police apparently fell on deaf ears. It was a few days after her initial post that she posted an update stating that her friends and family confronted the man, which seemingly got him to stop. Additionally, the post going viral prompted her building security to do an additional routine throughout the night. I can't seem to find her Twitter profile anymore, so there don't appear to be any updates on the matter.
Hey, maybe she come out the door, man.
And in this last video, an El Paso resident's Ring camera catches what appears at first to be a woman in danger seeking help at their front door in the middle of the night. But this may be a much more sinister situation than that.
Isn't there a movie about this?
At first, the woman appears to be in distress, possibly on the run from someone, crying and pleading for help. But things start getting suspicious when she hides anytime a car is approaching.
That looks like a cop.
Is she hiding from a specific person chasing after her? Or is she are trying to not be seen from any passerbys.
Part of me thinks she got out of a bad scenario and she's worried about him finding her.
Well, yes. But I mean, I would just answer her on the ring camera and be like, "We've called the police.
Yeah.
Sit tight." If that neighbor came out, why
After the
wouldn't you run to
neighbor's
them?
driveway light turns
Yeah.
on, the car's headlights approach from the right, and she's seen casually walking away, presumably to get in that unseen car. Perhaps because her driver was growing paranoid that too much attention was being drawn, so they needed to leave. Now you could say that's just a far-fetched theory of mine, but a month later, El Paso police arrested a woman who was charged with burglary of habitation. That woman was Krista Nicole Cordeaux. The woman in the video looks identical to the woman in this mugshot. The charge this woman faced is defined as the act of entering any building illegally with the plan to do something serious, such as harming the owner, damaging property, or stealing. Suddenly, the prospect that this woman could have been trying to trick an unsuspecting person into opening their door doesn't seem so far-fetched. As always, keep your doors locked and be careful who you open them to.
Don't forget to order Whataburger at the end of the night.
Right.
Pissed yourself. Just small facts in the world, people. Don't check your ring cameras.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. People suck.
Dude. Just pew pew.
Yeah.
You know. Wonder why we have them.
Exactly.
You know what time it is?
Trivia time.
What time is it, Craig?
Trivia time.
What time is it, Craig?
Trivia time.
It was the wrong button. We already talked about
Way-
the local
Way
attractions.
to go, Justin.
I was just trying to fuck with you. God.
You're going to have to edit that one out.
Well, I guess so.
It is now time for Para-Trivia of the
Dude, we can't have nice things. Craig had to just go off and fuck it up for us all. Thanks a lot,
Man,
Craig.
that's a new entrance.
Man, that looks killer. Yeah. Totally have a pistol in with reach at all times. A pew pew, should I say. Pew pew. Beep beep shooter. All right, guys. It's come to that fun time of the night where we do trivia with you guys. I got some questions. Craig's got some questions. So I'll go
Yep.
first because Craig's got the good ones. What is the name of the protagonist in the Hellraiser film series?
Pandora.
Pandora. What is the name of the protagonist in the Hellraiser film series? Why can't I say that?
I don't know.
Protagonist film series.
Oh, the dude in the Hellraiser, is his name Pinhead? Is that like his name in the movie?
C.
Okay. I didn't know if he had a different name.
Yeah. What is the name of the protagonist in the Hellraiser film series?
And now while we're waiting for someone to answer, I've watched all of the Purge movies now.
Oh my God, dude! I'm so proud of you. Right now. Just keep it going for Craig.
Yeah.
Just keep going. You binge watched. I'm so happy for you. So what's your thought on all of those?
They're not bad, but it just gets to be the same thing over and over and over. So it's-
Monotonous.
yeah.
Yeah. Christy Cotton, JC comes in hot there. All right, that is the correct question. In 2002 film 28 Days Later, what causes the outbreak of a deadly virus? What is it? What is it? Sorry, Paula. JF came in hot. In the 2002 film 28 Days Later, what causes the outbreak of a deadly virus? Which one was your favorite, Craig?
I'd say probably my favorite would be the Ethan Hawke one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is monkeys. Yes, as an infected monkey. What 2013 horror film features a group of friends who accidentally unleash a demonic force while staying in a remote cabin? What 2013 horror film features a group of friends who accidentally unleash a demonic force while staying in a remote cabin? Have you seen The Others yet?
No.
Yeah, watch that one now.
Okay. Is that one of the ones I sent you?
Evil Dead, Johnny coming in hot. Nice. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Was that in the list I sent you?
I don't know. I can't remember. Could be. What 2012 horror film is a meta commentary on the genre and features a secret organization manipulating events? What 2012 horror film is a meta commentary on the genre and features a secret organization manipulating events?
Have you seen all these movies that we're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Nope, not Dark City. What 2012 horror film is a meta commentary on the genre and features a secret organization manipulating events?
Can you see the text I just sent you?
Secret messages. Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it. Is this the... This is the new one that's coming out, correct?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't know if you've seen the trailer for it.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Going once. Going twice. The answer to that is The Cabin in the Woods. In the 1980 film The Fog, what is the cause of the deadly fog that envelops the town of Antonio Bay? It has a name. In the 1980 film The Fog, what is the cause of the fog that envelops the town of Antonio Bay? Did you comb your beard today, sir?
Probably. At least one.
Probably. You're about as tired as I am. You're like, I don't know, maybe. Maybe I did.
I did before I was hurt.
On the next episode on 28, I want to talk about Chad Kalick.
Okay.
I want to talk about the time I took him to Flint Creek.
All right.
How a 30-plus year paranormal investigator got the shit scared out of him so bad that he wouldn't let me leave the house. He's like, "You're not leaving here." The answer to that one is Ghostly Revenge. I got one more for you, and we're going to move on to Craig's. What 2016 South Korean zombie film takes place on a train?
What?
What 2016 South Korean zombie film takes place on a train?
That just sounds like a weird movie. Is it any good?
Eh,
Have you even seen this one?
kind of. I saw. No, I mean I did see it, but it's you know, it's zombie.
Okay, I'm not writing that
Oh,
one down.
look out! Oh, they gonna eat your brain. Here they come.
Doesn't sound like anyone's seen that movie.
Well, man, fuck! I gotta stop asking all the obvious ones. Like, what street did the guy live on with knives for fingers? Well, in the night. Oh, sorry. What? Yeah. See, there we go. JC comes in. Train to Busan.
Never.
You're not missing much. Oh, look, zombie in the corner. Look out. Oh, must figure out. Oh. All right, it's your turn, Craig. Fire away.
I'll do an easy one first. How many movies in the Friday the 13th franchise were released in the 1980s?
666.
You got it.
Yes.
So, how many movies in the Friday the 13th franchise were released in the 1980s? Do you know this one?
I don't actually. I want to say 7. Ooh.
Yep.
8. Yeah, all right, I was close.
There's 12 movies in total, but only 8 were released in the 80s.
JC coming in hot, man. Nope, you're right, JC.
To this date, what is the highest grossing Stephen King film adaptation?
Say it again.
To this date, what is the highest grossing Stephen King film adaptation?
I don't know. I have a screaming goat.
Yeah.
It's a little fella. Fits on my finger.
So there is more Friday the 13th than 8, but that's the amount that were released in the 80s. There was, I think, 12 total? Yes, the remake of It.
It's
In
the winner, so.
2017, it made $327.5 million.
Good Lord. The original made that?
The remake.
The remake. Okay. I just watched it the other day.
Did you?
No pun.
No what?
I said I watched it the other day, but no pun. I did watch 1 and 2. Did you watch the new Ghostbusters Afterlife?
No, I have
Where
not.
is his granddaughter?
No, is it
Egon's granddaughter. It's actually not bad if you're a Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah.
It's really not. Did you watch all the original ones like Ghostbusters 1 and 2?
Yeah, when I was young.
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd and everybody.
Yeah.
All right,
Did
what's
you
your
watch
next
the new Beetlejuice?
I did. I loved it, man. I
haven't seen it.
rewatched. It was on the other night. I watched it again. I was like, damn, the ending of it. I was like, somebody left the cake out in the rain. That whole part at the end, I'm just like, man,
I'm
hats
gonna have to
off.
watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Thank you for doing that.
So
You haven't
how
seen
long?
it yet?
No.
Shit. Okay.
How long did it take to film the Blair Witch Project?
Ooh.
Do you know?
I do now. I asked you earlier.
How long did it take to film the Blair Witch Project? Didn't you say you had some pop quizzes for me?
I do. We're going to get to that after this.
Okay.
So this isn't the end of the show.
What are you going to do when that thing dies?
Put a battery in it. Well, if it dies and then it screams, then I'm going to burn it and pour holy water on it to put it out. Paula says an hour. Johnny says 2 days. Negative. That is not the answer.
Okay, so the answer is 8 days. It took 8 days. So now we got what, 2 more?
2 more.
Okay. How many people associated with The Exorcist died during production?
Say it. You broke up there at the end. Say it again.
How many people associated with The Exorcist died during production?
This is a good one.
Yeah.
To think that people died to make this film, first of all, and what the
Yeah.
film is about is like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's terrifying. I don't like it, Dale.
So how many people associated with The Exorcist? Yes, that is correct.
Hey, all right. And the money question. What is it?
What happened to the set of The Exorcist?
There is a lot. There is a lot. It just happened to be that one
Had a lot.
had a lot. What happened to the set of The Exorcist?
Turned into a Starbucks.
JC, yeah.
Yep.
It burned down. You're exactly right.
The only thing left was Reagan's room.
Send me your Venmo. I'll send you the money. She won it. That's what we do on here, guys. Just giving away money. just giving it away. You better take it and buy your mom something nice for belated Mother's Day, like Whataburger.
That might get a Starbucks coffee.
Or a Starbucks coffee. Yeah. All right, Craig, I got some questions for you.
Okay.
Well, really, it's not questions. But, okay. All right, good. So you came in to doing Paratheory. And what a lot of people don't know, and when Craig and I joke about like him seeing horror movies and stuff, it's like, it's not something that Craig was really into per se. Like, he knows the old school ones, but like a lot of them, he's not binge watching them like I am. Right.
Yeah.
And so, when we pulled together to do Paratheory, you know, we got this idea going and shooting around, you know, this was like some of your, first times to be on a paranormal investigation.
Yeah.
Right. So out of the investigations that we've done, what during the investigations made you like, you don't have to say which one, just was there a moment where you were like, fuck, this is real? You know, like this is happening. I have no explanation for this.
Yeah, there's several moments that were like that.
Which one sticks out, do you think, the most? Or maybe like what's one of the first ones that happened that you were like, okay, this isn't right?
With just me and you, or when I helped you the first few times?
Either or, doesn't matter. Just whenever it happened.
So there's 2 times that I've had a room's energy manipulated, and it was really weird. The first time was when we were at the cottage, and I was just helping be a cameraman with you, with
Okay.
some other people. And it felt like when I walked in the room, it felt like it shifted and then sat back up. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. And then when me and Paula were in the bad room in the VFW, it did the same thing, but I got like almost dizzy feeling, and we were having the flashlights go off and on, like answering one and like answering intelligently on those.
Right.
But probably some of the like when I first went with you, the flashlights working was probably the first one, and then hearing the spirit box, and then the REM pod.
Yeah.
So I would say some of those are probably the most standout ones.
Yeah.
And the one thing that stands out to me also is something we never caught on film or on camera, however you want to say it, was when we did the family home.
The
I will
garage.
never ever forget that scream at the end of the night.
Yeah, that was
That was
terrifying.
blood curdling. I don't know where it came from, but it was when we were leaving, and it just all of a sudden came out of nowhere.
So we're doing the family home, and we were using the garage to kind of as a base, right? And this is where we're charging cameras. We got batteries charged, the whole nine. Like, this is kind of ground zero. And at the end of the investigation, it was raining. Wasn't it raining that night?
Yeah, it was starting to rain.
And we opened the garage. We got everything packed up. We're starting to pack up the van and whatnot, his truck. And it's the middle of the night. Like, it's got to be.
It was like 3 in the morning, 3:30, 4 in the morning.
And something let out a blood-curdling scream. And it was loud. And it just happened to be when we didn't have the cameras on. We didn't capture it. We haven't really talked about it until now.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was just like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know, it didn't sound like a rabbit dying. It didn't sound like an animal. I mean, it sounded like
someone just found someone dead.
Right. Like they walked up on it and found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was horrible. As a takeaway, you know, you kind of hinted on it a little while ago. You were talking about some stuff that happened with Paula and you when you got back to the house.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that before, but has it ever, you know, I guess the question would be, so before you got involved with me and we started doing this stuff, did you have stuff happening at your house?
Yes.
Okay. Did that increase or stay the same since we started investigating?
I would say it's that's some of the same activity has stayed the same, but I guess I've been more aware of other stuff happening.
Well, that's what
I'm more in tune to it.
Right.
I've seen more stuff happen.
Right.
At my house.
Yeah. When you kind of get an understanding of what the whole thing is.
Yeah.
You're going about your everyday life, and then something happens, and your brain automatically switches to, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't happen in my house.
Yeah.
That's supposed to happen in places that are fucked up, you know, and we're going
Yep.
in and investigate. All right. Yeah, that was some of the questions I had for you. I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
You know, do you guys out there, do you guys ever have something happen like that in your home? You know what I mean? Is it something that you know is not, you know, a light or wind or the door opening and closing and stuff like that? It's something that's terrified you. And then would you stay is the question. You know, if you see something happening, you know something happens and it keeps happening over and over again, do you try and find the answer for it, or do you just say the hell with this and ignore it? You know?
Yeah.
Some people ignore it. Some people don't want to face what it is, you know? It's kind of like that video we watched of the two guys in the bothy in Scotland. You know, he's like, is that chair moving?
Yeah.
They're just sitting there talking about how they don't believe in ghosts. They're not there for paranormal research. They're just two travelers that came to stay in this bothy. And it's on their trail of where they're hiking to. And that chair starts moving in the corner. And you hear the one dude like, I'm fucking out of here. I don't want to have anything to do with this. And the other dude's laughing. Like, everybody reacts different, you know? sometimes when shit starts happening like that, I'll start to giggle like a
Yeah.
kid, and then, but if it's a jump scare kind of thing, well, you've seen the reactions there. Like, I will fucking run over you, Paula's asking, do you let it bother you or do you live with it?
We just been living with it for 20 years.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of falls to like when you own the home, I guess, kind of deal. Like you can't just leave,
Yeah.
But I would encourage asking. When we started having shit go down in this house, we hadn't had shit happen here, period. And then all of a sudden, almost a year later, or a little over a year later, my brother and his wife and the kiddo come down, and I take them down to the jail, and all of a sudden we started having shit happen.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to have that happen in here, And I burnt in this house, walked all through it, and I said, you are not welcome here, whatever you are. It's time for you to go. But you are not welcome in this home. And we haven't had anything happen since. But we were having all sorts of shit. I mean, even while we were doing this podcast, we had shit happening with the fucking light back there that hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
I had knocks on the doors, and my dogs were going nuts, and the shit was happening in the kitchen with the cabinets, and I just, fuck this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything happen since. I say that, then we're going to have shit happen tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the thing is too, man, is like a lot of people don't know is like, unless if it's going to hurt you, it's going to hurt you. If it's going to come at you and it's going to hurt you and it wants to hurt people, then it's going to do it. And it's not going to just work up to it. This isn't a movie. It's not going to work up to the big play out scene at the end. It's going to happen.
Right.
Now, if it's something going bump in the night, there's all kinds of ways to figure out what that is. And it's not always paranormal, as we have found out many a times. It's raccoons, or it's rats, or it's squirrels, or, animals, or whatever.
Yeah.
Wind, piping, there's all sorts of shit. It's not always paranormal.
Yep.
So don't be scared to go investigate. But don't go opening your front door either in the middle of the night. Got a Ring camera? Check it. Don't go, we don't live in a day and age anymore where you live in a town where someone knocks on the door at night and you can just answer like, hey, Dale, how are you? What happened?
Yeah, before Ring cameras were around, I had a family member that was notorious for just popping by without calling or anything. And I told him, I said, one of these days you're going to do that and you're not going to like what you get. And he came by about 10:30 and I opened the door with a gun in my hand. He was like, what the hell, man? I was like, you didn't call and tell me you're on your way.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who you were.
Totally. Don't do that shit. It's not good for you. It's not going to work out well for you. Not in Texas anyway. I don't know about you people in Idaho, but
so I see the question, where's our next investigation? Have you talked to your neighbor?
I haven't talked to Heather, but need to. But I'm really wanting to do another session out at the Cranfield house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the gear we have now.
Okay.
I would like to take a stab at the Cranfield house. So I'd like to set it up where you and I go out there, and we're coming into the warmer months.
I just got to make sure they got all the doors shut and the copperheads out.
Yeah, definitely want to make sure the snakes are out of the house. Yeah, hopefully they did.
Or I'm going to go buy some snake-proof boots.
I mean, I'm going to buy some anyway, now that you told me that. But there's paranormal, and then there's snakes. And then the snakes in the dark. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
I hate snakes, man.
Sorry I shot your floor.
Buckshot all over this place. Well, it was nice. I liked what you did with the wall, and then I helped you. I made another hole.
Yeah.
You can see. You can put a window there.
Exactly.
And then I'm looking in. I got to talk to Gene. I'm going to ask him about that restaurant that he was talking about. That's down, I guess it's off 26. That's got the basement to it.
Yeah.
Where the mob was bodies up down at the bottom of that thing. So
Yeah, I need to come over there one day and we do a like a conference call with call that Sam and Nick's restaurant in Dallas. It used to be the morgue for the hospital.
Yep, totally, 100%, 100%. And sometime this year, and I promise this is going to happen. Sometime this year, we are going to hold an event. We are going to pick up to 2 people to come out with us out of the fan club and have them come out there. Now, we have talked about the boys from over at Jerry Jonestown Massacre coming out with us.
Yeah.
So we are going to do something with those guys, do a crosscast with them. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do so. Jerry Jonestown Massacre. You can look them up on YouTube. I'll put them in the link below. Great guys. They're literally in this neighborhood. They're like right down the street. And their stuff's on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
I think between like 8 and 8:30. But I do want to pick 2 people, have them come out with us on investigation, and have them be a part of it. So until then, my friends, thank you for checking out the real episode 27. Moving on to episode 28. Yeah. And we will see y'all next Monday. JC, I got your surprise coming to you.
Hey, you got one more question.
I got one more question?
Yeah.
What's that?
Read that question.
Oh.
Not on there, it's on the screen.
Is that the place with the face in the ceiling? Oh yeah, the Waples plantation. Or no, not Waples. The Cranfield. Yeah. That is episode 1, Paratheory. That's the one. And you know, and maybe it was a raccoon. maybe it was a possum. All I know is it was eye to eye with me. And I had to throw those jeans away. You guys take care out there, man. We'll see you next week. Peace. Just had to bring that shit up, didn't you? God. Good Lord.